still tuned into the Power Station Energy 100. This is EconoChat. Let's talk business with Mr. Daniel Steinman. And I'm Elsie Joost. We are talking about liquidity at household level, Mr. Daniel Steinman. How does liquidity?
Elsie, I don't want to. I don't want to pee on your battery, but there's no liquidity at household level.
Well, I wish I can agree with you on that one, but
no, I think most people will agree liquidity is very tight.
Yeah,
And where I saw this is about a week and a half ago. Is this presentation on the economy that I attended?
Mm-hmm.
Very analytical, high quality presentation, but very honest about the fact that although on the investment side, on the macro side, liquidity is fantastic. On the existential side, on the micro side, where the consumer has to live, liquidity is really bad. And then if you remember what I said in the first part, if your grocery bill went up by 40% in 2 years, I'm sure, let's say as a percentage of your total salary, we're talking about 15 to 20, maybe 25% more expensive for you to live.
yeah,
Apart from the 5% that almost all the other stuff that you have to pay for, that has increased. Now let's say your disposable income has remained the same, or a slight increase of 3.5%, or if you're lucky 5%. But the grocery component in your daily living pushes you up by 25%. Now, Elsie, there is not a single employer in this country that will give you a 25% hike, or that can even afford to give you a 25% hike. Most of the employers are battling to give their staff a 5% hike. So you can see that on the consumer side, the picture is very, very different than on the investment side. And now the question begs, and it's a valid question. Anybody that is suffering and trying to make ends meet, they see all this money flowing in, and they read about it in the newspaper, and they hear clever guys like yourself talking about it on the radio, and they ask this obvious question: where is it? I don't see it.
I don't feel it.
I'm battling to pay the school fees for my children. Some mornings there's not enough money in the house to pay for the taxis to get the children to school. After the 20th in the month, we are battling with our groceries. We simply do not have enough money, not even just to live on basics, never mind luxuries.
Yeah.
And they ask me the question, okay, if you try to convince us about this high liquidity in the investment side of the economy, why do we not see it? And that is the reason. The reason is because the projects that the money flows into, they are now all in a pre-establishment phase. What I said about people making assessments, exploration, all the stuff that you need to prepare for the eventual project, and where the projects have started, they are in the initial stages of construction. So then the obvious question is, if all this money goes into projects, in other words, either paying experts or paying for bricks and mortar structures, infrastructure, when will we see the benefit on ground level? And that's a valid question, because from my previous talks that my point of view is 10 years, but it's a very loose sort of give or take, 10 years. I think remember we had a discussion, and I said these people that were hoping to be millionaires before the end of 2023 last year, they came down hard because it never happened. And then I said it's more realistic to look at 10 years. But the information that I got at this presentation, the experts reckon we're looking at 2030. So it's another 6 years before we start seeing the benefits of these projects beginning to come on stream. Now this is where beginning. So you have to be very realistic again about the way that they see it.
Yeah.
All the projects are not going to start producing at the same time.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, this we see now in the exploration or the establishment phase is that they are all at various stages of development. And it's going to remain like that. Some of them will start coming on stream in 2030. Even if there's very big talk about a fourth producing uranium mine. After Lange, I'm counting Lange Heinrich in now as having started the process to start producing again.
Okay.
But Etangu may probably be the fourth producing uranium mine. Elsabe, how long does it take to build a mine?
Sure.
8 years? 9 years? 10 years? So do you see? And in the exploration phase at Etangu, I think there's 32 or 33 people working there. Now, if you compare that to Rossing and to the other CNN, the Chinese national USAP, if you compare that to Rossing and USAP, where you've got about 2,000 people, it means that eventually there will be a lot of jobs at Etangu, but not now.
Not now.
And not next year. And while they're actually building the mine, there will be quite a number of people on the construction site, maybe 100 or 200, but not nearly 2,000 yet. You see, so this is what I'm trying to instill in people. Don't have all these. Don't run away with the expectations, because it's all inflated, and it's not based on reality. And wherever I'm asked for my opinion, I always say no. Go slow, because it's not going to happen overnight. Don't go and buy the BMW yet. First set up the business. So this is where we stand, and it was confirmed to me by other experts when I looked at their presentation.
Okay, let's quickly go for a short break, and once we come back, we will get into more on what will be visible before 2030.